Baking the Office, a better place with Joey Wong. From 9 to 5, Joey Wong is known as the Human Resources Manager for Hani's Hong Kong and Singapore offices. However, amidst the piles of HR files, meetings and running a department, Joey has a passion simmering within her: baking. The moment an email from Joey appears, the Hong Kong office knows that it will be the bearer of sweet news, the perfect treat to accompany those cups of ambition. All concerns about the waistline are put to bed, as there is always a scramble to snare the last piece of Joey's pastry creations before they run out: banoffee pie, cheesecake, tiramisu, carrot cake, just to name a few. Apron off, we sat down with Joey to learn more about the journey behind her culinary talent. Where and how did you learn how to bake/make pastries? I have been baking up a storm ever since I started taking classes in Hong Kong. At first, it was just about following the recipes my instructors showed us. But I soon realized there was so much more to master: the science, the techniques, and the endless flavor possibilities. That was when I set my sights on studying where the best pastry schools are in the world: Paris. My family was not too thrilled about it, but my love of baking was stronger than any reservations. After intensive training, I went to southern Italy the following year to learn the Mediterranean style of baking. I returned to Paris the next year to train in Alain Ducasse's program. Experiencing the new techniques and trends in Michelin-starred restaurants was incredibly enriching. Working alongside all the creative culinary minds, turning the impossible into reality, was such an enjoyable experience. Where do you gain inspiration for your pastry creations for the office? Diversity and inclusion, drawing inspiration from global baking traditions, like French patisserie, Italian tiramisu, and Japanese mochi, allows me to create a diverse array of flavors to cater to our colleagues' varied cultural backgrounds. Caring for working parents, I also focus on portable, family-friendly pastry options that busy working moms and dads can easily bring home, demonstrating our support for their family. Listening to feedback, I solicit direct input from all colleagues on their favorite desserts and healthier preferences. This is the interpersonal approach to communicate with colleagues and open dialogue in the workplace. How do you juggle the time to bake between being a mother and running the HR department? When my son was just 6 months old, I baked a full wedding cake spread for 200 guests for my best friend. I was breastfeeding while those cakes were in the oven, and whilst my son napped, I whipped up the fillings and buttercream. I am so lucky to have such a great HR and management team at Hani's supporting me at work as well. Our team provides timely services for the Hong Kong and Singapore offices, keeping everything running smoothly on the work front. Efficiency is key to juggling the time between being a mother and running the HR department. Being resilient means I do not put limits on myself. What is your favorite pastry creation that you have baked? It has to be the incredible French apple tart I learned to make when I was part of the support team for a triathlon event in Normandy. The owner was pretty tight-lipped about sharing his recipe, but I kept politely asking him over and over again. I may have been a bit too persistent to the point of annoying him, but eventually he took pity on me and let me come into the kitchen to bake it with him. That hands-on learning experience was just so special, getting to work side by side with the master pastry chef himself and pick up all his tricks and techniques. What is the hardest creation that you have baked? Macarons can indeed be a challenging baked good, especially when trying to make them in a humid environment like Hong Kong. The finicky nature of macarons, with their delicate shells and smooth, uniform appearance, makes them difficult to master. Getting the proper consistency of the batter, achieving the right drying time before baking, and controlling the temperature and humidity during the process, all of these factors have to come together perfectly to produce a successful macaron. What is your biggest tip for anyone who wants to learn how to bake? It is all about keeping that sense of wonder and imagination alive. Baking is an art that allows for both precision and playfulness. For the avoidance of doubt, the official business hours in the Hong Kong office are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.